In Lagos Island, Chioma Okezi didn't cry that day. Not when she stood alone at the altar. Not when the guests whispered in corners. Not even when her uncle said, "Better now than after children." She just walked back to her hotel suite, peeled off the layers of white lace, wiped the lipstick off her face, and stared at the woman in the mirror. Eyes still fierce, chin still high, but something inside, gone. That night, Chioma didn't sleep. She lay on the cold tile floor, eyes wide open, trying to understand how a woman like her, accomplished, focused, dignified, could be abandoned like a disposable envelope. Lagos moved on. It always did. Desmond vanished, deactivated his socials. Mutual friends said he was somewhere in One friend mentioned seeing him with a younger girl. Chioma didn't ask further, but grief has a scent, and Chioma carried it in her skin. At work, she buried herself in cases. At home, she barely touched food. Her mother called once. Only once. Chioma, whatever you did, undo it. No man leaves a woman without reason. She hung up, blocked the number. It wasn't bubble baths and soft music. It was rage. It was throwing a wine glass at a wall at 2 a.m. It was screaming into her pillow until her throat burned. She started therapy. The first session, she said nothing. The second session, she whispered, "Why am I always too much for people?" The third session, she cried for 45 minutes straight. An invitation came, a women's leadership conference. Chioma almost declined, but something pulled her, a hunger to be around women who had been bruised but still stood. That night, on stage, the keynote speaker said, "Powerful women are often punished for being unbreakable. But sis, you are not meant to shrink to make others stay." Chioma felt her heart crack open, not in pain, but in recognition. For the first time in months, she smiled. Chioma took 3 months off. She deleted Desmond's number, burned the wedding planner's folder, donated her gown to a charity that dressed orphaned brides, and she wrote, every day. At first, just journal entries, then essays, then a full-length memoir, Women Who Love Loud. That's what she called it. When it dropped on Amazon, it didn't just sell, it exploded. Chioma stood in front of 700 women, mid-speech at the TEDx conference in Port Harcourt. When someone in the audience stood up, Desmond aged thinner. He clutched her book in his hand, no ring. After the talk, he approached her. "I read every page," he said quietly. "You were right. I couldn't handle your light." Chioma looked at him, not with anger, not even with pity, but with calm. "You weren't the first to try and dim it," she replied. "But you'll be the last." Chioma, never married. She didn't need to. She started a foundation for young girls who were told they were too much. She mentored women in abusive relationships. She built herself, not as a response to heartbreak, but as a declaration of worth. And whenever someone asked about Desmond, she simply said, "He was a chapter, not the ending." This is the ending of our story. Thank you for watching.